Objective Geology, multiple choice questions with answers. This is the solved question paper of Andhra Pradesh State Level Eligibility Test 2024 question paper. And I hope this solved question paper is useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET-GATE, GSI and other exams. Welcome to set 2. Coming to the first question. Which one of the following transforms relates the real and imaginary components of harmonic electromagnetic field? A. Fourier transform, B. Laplace transform, C. Hilbert transform, and D. Wavelet transform. So the correct option is A. Fourier transform. Fourier transform, it reveals how the real and imaginary components of a harmonic electromagnetic field are related through the Fourier transform's property of conjugate symmetry, where the transform at a negative frequency, it has a real part identical to the positive frequencies and an imaginary part with the opposite sign. So the correct option goes as A. Fourier transform. Next question. Ring of fire refers to the locations of volcanoes along the arcuate margins in A. Pacific Ocean near New Zealand and Australia, B. Along the Atlantic Ocean boundary countries, and C. Pacific Ocean boundaries of Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Japan and South America, and D. Japan, Andaman Islands and South China Sea. So ring of fire refers to the locations of volcanoes along the arcuate margins in Pacific Ocean boundaries of Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Japan and South America. So these are characterized by intense volcanic and earthquake activity, including locations in the western coasts of all these like North and South America and extending through Japan, Indonesia, New Zealand and other parts of the Indo-Pacific region. This area is home to about 75% of the world's active volcanoes, and it is caused by the movement and collision of tectonic plates, which form subduction zones where volcanoes and earthquakes are frequent. Next question. Most of the deserts in the world are in A. Equatorial latitudes, B. Subtropics, C. Middle latitudes, and D. Polar regions. Most of the world's hot deserts are located in the subtropics, specifically between 20 degrees and 33 degrees latitudes due to the influence of descending high-pressure air masses and the effects of cool ocean currents on the western margins of continents. And these conditions inhibit cloud formation and precipitation, creating the arid environments characteristic of these regions. So most of the deserts in the world are in subtropics. B is the correct option. Next question. In the Köppen's classification of climate, the climate type AM refers to A. Tropical monsoon climate, B. Arid mountainous climate, C. Tropical savanna climate, and D. Semi-arid climate. In the Köppen climate classification, AM refers to a tropical monsoon climate characterized by a rainy season with heavy rainfall and a relatively dry period during the rest of the year, such as the Indian subcontinent. The A signifies the tropical climate and the M indicates a monsoon-like pattern with significant rain during a specific part of the year. Next question. The diurnal variation of temperature is largest over A. Oceans with clear skies, B. Oceans with overcast skies, C. Land with clear skies, and D. Land with overcast skies. The diurnal variation of temperature is largest over land with clear skies. So this is especially in arid desert environments because the lack of the humidity, clouds and vegetation, it allows for the rapid heating by the sun during the day and equally rapid cooling at the night by radiating heat into the space. This combination of factors creates a significant swings between daytime and nighttime lows. Next question. The warm water of the Central Pacific Ocean slowly drifts towards the South American coast and replaces the Peruvian current. This phenomenon is known as A. La Nina, B. El Nino, and C. Enso, and D. Southern Oscillation. The correct option goes as B. El Nino. El Nino describes the periodic development of a warm ocean current that replaces the cool Peruvian current off the coast of South America, a change that can have significant global weather impacts. Next question. The median age of the Indian population is about A. 22 years, B. 28 years, C. 34 years, and D. 40 years. So the correct option is B. 28 years. The median age of the Indian population is around 28.2 to 28.4 years according to the recent data, making it one of the youngest populations in the world and a source of potential demographic dividend. So this figure means that half of the population is younger than this age and the other half is older. Next question. Rocks that contain fossils are called A. Sedimentary rocks, B. Basaltic rocks, C. Metamorphic rocks, and D. Igneous rocks. Obviously, rocks that contain fossils are called as sedimentary rocks. These rocks are formed by the accumulation and cementation of sediments, which can include the remains of plants, animals, and microorganisms. Next question. High latitudes of the Earth are cold because A. Of fewer hours of sunlight than at the equator. B. Of the presence of more snow than at the equator. C. Of the angle between sun's rays and the Earth's surface is smaller than at the equator. D. The Earth's poles are farther from the sun than the Earth's equator. So the correct option goes as a C. Like high latitudes are colder because of the Earth's curvature, which causes the sun rays to strike the surface at a smaller and more oblique angle compared to the more direct perpendicular angle at the equator. So this oblique angle, it spreads the solar energy over a larger area at higher latitudes, making it less intense and concentrated, which results in the lower surface temperatures. Next question. Levees, known as natural embankments of the river system, are evolved by A. Deposition of sediments deposited at channel edges during the flood period. B. Repeated floods that cause the mounds to build up on the flanks of the channels. C. A deposition of river flood load over the floodplain to a drop in the river's velocity. And D. Distinct fluxual processes composed of a variety of depositional environments. So the natural levees, the correct option is B, repeated floods that cause the mounds to build on the flanks of the channels. Natural levees, they evolve through the process of deposition, specifically by the rivers during flood events. When flood waters overflow the river channel, they lose energy and drop their sediment load, primarily consisting of silt, sand, and other debris along the river banks. Over time, repeated flooding and deposition build these materials into raised and wedge-shaped embankments that form the natural levees. Next question. The cryosphere includes A. All forms of water on the Earth's surface. B. The highest layer of the atmosphere. C. All forms of frozen water. And D. The deepest regions of the ocean. The cryosphere includes the all forms of frozen water, encompassing the water in the solid form, including snow, ice, glaciers, ice sheets, and permafrost. It includes various types of ice and snow, such as sea ice, lake, and river ice, and also frozen ground, and plays a vital role in the global climate system. Next question. A landform that connects an island and the mainland is A. Tambolo, B. Sea stag, C. Headland, D. Barrier land. The correct option is A. Tambolo. Next question. Sea surface salinity changes with the following correct statement. A. Decreases with increase of precipitation. B. Decreases with the increase of evaporation. C. Increases with the addition of river discharge. And D. Increases with melting of sea ice. The correct option is B. Decreases with the increase of evaporation. Sea surface salinity is primarily affected by evaporation and precipitation, with high evaporation and low precipitation leading to increased salinity and vice versa. Ocean currents, they mix waters and redistribute salts, and freshwater input from the rivers or melting ice gradually, it decreases the salinity. So high temperatures can increase evaporation, and temperatures, salinity, and density are interrelated, with changes in one affecting the others. So sea surface salinity changes decreases with the increase of evaporation. Next question. Which part of the oceanic area receives excess precipitation over evaporation? A. Antarctic oceanic region, B. Equatorial region, C. Subtropical region, and D. Subpolar oceanic region. So the correct option is B. Equatorial region. The equatorial part of the oceanic area, it generally receives excess precipitation over evaporation, with the rainfall significantly exceeding evaporation, resulting in lower ocean salinity in these regions. This occurs because the equatorial regions, they have high temperatures and humidity, which lead to intense convectional rainfall, but evaporation rates are also high, though the precipitation is even higher due to the uplift of moist air and large-scale atmospheric circulation. Next question. What is the largest, deepest, and least salty ocean? A. Indian Ocean, B. Pacific Ocean, C. Atlantic Ocean, and D. Southern Ocean. So the Pacific Ocean is the largest, deepest, and least salty ocean. Next question. What is prograde motion of the planet in solar system? A. It is the motion of the planet in the direction of rotation of the sun. B. It is the motion of the planet in opposite direction to the movement of the sun. C. It describes the motion of planet with respect to the motion of the other planets of the solar system. And D. It describes the rotation momentum and direction of the planets in solar system. So the correct option is A. It is the motion of the planet in the direction of the rotation of the sun. Prograde motion of a planet in the solar system is its orbital motion in the same direction as the sun's rotation, which is a counterclockwise when viewed from the sun's north pole. And most planets, including the Earth, orbit the sun and rotate their axis in the prograde, that is counterclockwise direction, which is the natural direction of the movement of the objects formed from the same rotating disk of gas. Next question. The term geoid is defined as A. Undulated solid surface covering the planet Earth. B. Undulated surface to which the force of gravity is everywhere perpendicular. And C. Surface coinciding with the landscape of the continents and sea surface of the oceans. And D. Surface connecting the areas of equal density and crustal rocks. The term geoid is defined as an undulated surface to which the force of gravity is everywhere perpendicular. The geoid is an imaginary sea level surface that undulates, or it has a wavy surface over all of the Earth, and it is not just for the oceanic areas, it is also extends to the land masses. Next question. Rotation of the planet Earth generates the centrifugal force with a variable quantity. The value A increases along latitudes from western hemisphere to the eastern, and B decreases along latitudes from western hemisphere to eastern, C increases along longitudes from equator to the poles, and D decreases along longitudes from equator to poles. The correct option is D, decreases along longitudes from equator to the poles. The centrifugal force generated by the Earth's rotation decreases as we move from the equator towards the poles, with the value being maximum at the equator and zero at the poles. This is because the centrifugal force is proportional to the radius of the circular path of the rotation, which is largest at the equator and diminishes to zero at the axis of rotation. Next question. P and S wave velocities and densities vary as a function of depth into the planet Earth. Choose the correct statement from the following. A. Both P and S wave velocities and densities generally increase towards the center of the Earth with an exception of significant changes at crust mantle core boundaries. And B. Maximum values of P and S wave velocities are found at core mantle boundary and maximum value of density is found at the center of the Earth. C. Maximum value of P and S wave velocities and densities are found within the solid inner core. And D. Maximum values of P and S wave velocities and densities are found within the rigid lithosphere and solid inner core. So the correct statement of this is the B option, like maximum values of primary and secondary wave velocities are found at the core mantle boundary and maximum value of density is found at the center of the Earth. Next is the tips to prepare for the competitive exam. In continuation for the last video, I'm making these tips for the competitive exam. So in addition to that, I'm giving. So number one, create a study plan. So what type of exam and how many reading hours are needed exactly for that exam. So for that, you have to prepare a timetable for each exam. So for that, create a study plan. It is very important. And second point, it is analyze the syllabus. How you are going to analyze the syllabus, it makes a very important. That means what are the easy chapters are there in that syllabus and what are the difficult things are there. You can make a red mark and then you can write it down all the exam difficult things so that you can plan accordingly. So this is analyzing the syllabus, and is there the syllabus is objective or descriptive pattern, in what way you have to write the exam. So like that, analyzing the syllabus is very important. And the next step is you have to arrange all the study material which you have. So nowadays there are so many materials are in the available internet. People like you may confuse like what material I have to read. For that, you have to study the reference books. So in the next video, I'll make what are the good important reference books. So for this, please rely on the standard books. Referred material is there, and then textbooks. Minimum 8 to 10 textbooks are needed, and like apart from that, you had to read the NCERT syllabus, and then all those other stuff is there. So first thing is arrange the study material. Don't go for the simple and vague materials. So go for the preferred reference standard textbooks. So this is very important. Next is understand the exam pattern. So what type of exam it is there and what is its pattern? Suppose if it is a descriptive or it is objective, and how much authenticity you are preparing for descriptive exam. So whether you are good at writing or that particular points, like if it is descriptive, 2 marks question or 5 marks question or 10 marks questions, like that, what is the pattern is there? And you have to understand that one, and you have to make the notes accordingly. Fifth point, make your own notes. So why this plays a very crucial, because now you say that means you have lots of loads of syllabus or material are there, but your own notes make an important criteria in passing through the exam. Because if you write the notes, this we will have more memory and you can memorize more, and then you can practice this, and you will have 100% confidence that yes, I have understand this one and I have make a notes, and then you can memorize very well. In that for that case, you need a picture or image format of any topic. Suppose if you take any topic like in glaciers, or then suppose if you think meandering of rivers, or then drainage patterns, or anything in geomorphology, or texture patterns in petrology, or joints, or particular strike slip faults, or in structural geology, anything. For that, what is the important thing is you have to make a picture of that. You have to take a pencil and then you have to write make the diagram of that, so that you can understand more, and then you can this picture format it will give, or image format, this will have a long-term memory. And another important is table format. Suppose if any structure of silicates or anything it is there, you have to make in the table format, so that it's easy to note it, and then you can copy, and then you can make like some number of things are there, like how you can make it in a what you can say that that format, you repeatedly you have to see that, and then you can practice that. So picture or image and table format, it plays an important thing for a descriptive exam. So make your own notes according to that, and then seek guidance. So this is very important, because nowadays you are preparing so much, of course that's good, but how much guidance you are needed. Suppose for the any exam, you can talk to your teacher or mentor, or you can with chit chat with the seniors or friends, and you can share your material, and you can take the guidance from them. And because every point makes an important thing. And another important step is stay motivated. So why? Because you have to stay motivated. Someday or some days you do good, and some other days you feel very bad, or something, some functions or something, some disturbances will be there. Of course, even though you have to be stay motivated, and every time whenever you are sharing the material with your students or friends or anybody is there, you had to be motivated that yes, I am going to secure this exam within that stipulated time period. This is very important. Always you have to be motivated, and then you can make a phone call to your friends or teachers, or that yes, I'm good at this point, I'm not this, like this. You can always be stay motivated and don't desperate at any cost. And another important thing is eliminate distractions. Nowadays, digital mania is there. Means every time you have to see your mobile, and everything is available in the mobile. That means either it is positive way or negative way. So number of distractions or notifications, or then social media, everything will be there. So you had to eliminate all these distractions. And the other important pointing is visualization. What is this visualization? Everybody knows that visualization means if you see and repeatedly any particular pattern or a type, and then you can become what you thoughts becomes things. So that's why your thoughts always should be motivated, and your thoughts should always be inspired, and your thought should have a good thought that yes, I'm going to crack this exam within this time period. Hook or crook, I am going to solve that, or I'm going to secure that position, or anything you can plan, whatever be be, and give a specified time period for that daily. Sit in a calm place and then visualize already that you have got the exam, or you have appointed as an officer or geologist or something or so on. And this process, it makes the things very um, promptly. So this visualization. So, and another important thing is sleep well. Most of the people, they read so much, and then they will be frustrated, and yes, I have read this much, but the thing is you had to sleep well. Minimum sleep hours are very, very, very important, so that your brain will be active. And for that, minimum 6 to 8 hours sleep is very essential. So these are the tips overall. Just I will repeat. First is to create a study plan, and second is you have to analyze the syllabus, and third is arrange all the study material, keep in files at one place for any one particular exam, and then understand the exam pattern, what type of syllabus is there, how many marks, and then what type of whether it is a what you can say that objective or descriptive, and make your own notes. That means take a book always with you, carry notes, and a book with always carry a notes. And that notes, it should contain any picture or image or any table format which are difficult to remember, so that if you write and practice every day, that will become very easy. And another important thing is seek guidance from your teacher or professors or mentors or seniors or friends, whoever maybe website, or give it will give some complete guidance. And another important thing is stay motivated, always be motivated, stay inspired, and to discuss and have good groups, join in good groups, so that you will be having you will be connected. And eliminate distractions. What is eliminate distractions? Because the digital distractions will be there, and then mental distractions will also be there. Something, sometimes you may read more, and then you feel that, oh, I may forget, or something like that. You will have that desperate feeling. So eliminate all these distractions and have a clear goal, and then have visualization. Everyday practice thrice or number of times as convenient to you. So this visualization is a very, 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 very crucial step, which is for any competitive exam preparation. And last thing is sleep well. So don't stress too much, have a minimum stress. And then for that, you had to make your brain sharp, so that you can remember more, so that you had to sleep well. So these are the 10 tips what I have given, and see you in the next video. These are some of the suggested books for the competitive exams, especially in the field of geology. You can take a screenshot of this slide.